2021.
What a year.
You have made it.
So you've survived this amazing roller coaster of the past year.
You have completed dental school during one of the most difficult years in memory.
It's been a remarkable year. You guys have done a great job in pressing through.
And I think you've picked the best profession in the world.
I hope you are just so proud of yourselves for finishing your program and making it this far.
You have all been challenged by so many hurdles.
You guys have done as much as any other class before you with constraints and challenges, social distancing and masking and limited chairs.
I truly admire your determination, your perseverance, your hard work, your strength.
So you guys showed a lot of determination, a lot of grit, a lot of perseverance.
Your determination, resilience, and adaptability will serve you well as you begin your professional careers.
And you've reached the goal line, and we are just so proud of you.
As you venture into the world of practicing dentistry without a light to turn on to summon an instructor, I hope you'll remember the following.
Say it with me. What would operative dentistry do?
Remember that your first job does not have to be your last job.
Dentistry is a practice, and it is hard.
You have the knowledge for a successful career.
I hope you'll remember that every patient is someone's person.
Remember the past, live in the present, and look forward to the future.
Time for you to go out in the real world and use your skills. Go get it.
I hope you find the time to celebrate with your family and friends outside of today.
Do good work, stay in touch, and be well.
Stay safe, do good, and make the world a better place.
Be true to yourself and keep your patient's best interest at the forefront.
And be the type of practitioner our profession can be proud of.
May your days be full of successful nerve blocks, gorgeous restorations, and well-performed extractions.
And please do remember your staging and grading in perio when you go out there and practice.
Know that there are people who care about you here at Moose Towers.
Dr. Kutlas and I are always available if you want to reach out to us.
We wish you only the best as you move forward.
We are so proud of all the things you're going to go out and do. We're so proud that you're going to represent the University of Minnesota School of Dentistry well.
We are excited and proud to call you doctors.
And I just want to take a moment personally to just thank you and to congratulate you and wish you all the very, very best as you go out and change the world.
Congratulations, University of Minnesota School of Dentistry graduates of 2021.
Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Congratulations, class of 2021.
Congratulations, you made it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on your accomplishments.
Congratulations, class of 2021. You made it.
Congratulations, class of 2021.
Congratulations.
Go Gophers!
Congratulations once again.
Good morning. We, the faculty of the University of Minnesota School of Dentistry, present to all gathered in person and those watching remotely from their home the candidates for the degrees in Advanced Dental Education in Dentistry, Masters of Science in Dental Hygiene, Bachelor of Science in Dental Hygiene, Master of Dental Therapy, Doctor of Dental Surgery, and PhD in Oral Biology. Welcome to the University of Minnesota School of Dentistry Commencement Ceremony. My name is Dr. Keith Mays, and I'm the Interim Dean for the School of Dentistry. Today is a day of celebration for many reasons. We celebrate the accomplishments of our scholars and graduates. We celebrate all of you who have supported them through their education. First, I would like to take a few moments to introduce our honored guests, both here with us today or at home. If you are here in the auditorium, please stand and remain standing as I introduce you. Dr. Gary Anderson, professor in the Department of Developmental and Surgical Sciences. Dr. Anderson is our 2020 Century Club Professor of the Year. Dr. Sven Orrick Gore, Interim Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Dr. Paul Oline, Interim Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs. Dr. David Bereiter, Interim Dean for Research. Dr. Natty Lopez, Assistant Dean for Admissions and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Dr. Heather Conrad, Interim Chair for the Department of Restorative Sciences and Director for the Advanced Education Program in Prosthodontics. Dr. Sheila Riggs, Chair for the Department of Primary Dental Care. Dr. Daniel Score, Interim Chair for the Department of Development and Surgical Sciences and Director for the Division of Periodontology. Dr. Don Simone, Chair for the Department of Diagnostic and Biological Sciences. Dr. Craig Noblet, Director for the Division of Endodontics and Director for Advanced Education Program in Endodontics. Dr. James Gambucci, Director for Division of Hospital and Special Care and Director for Advanced Education Program for General Practice Residency. Dr. Kim Mansky, Director for the MNCREST and Graduate Program in Oral Biology. Dr. Robert Nadeau, Interim Director for a Division of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery and Director for Advanced Education Program in Oral Maxillofacial Surgery. Dr. Shanti Kamal, Director for the Advanced Training Program in TMD and Oral Facial Pain. Dr. John Byer, Director for Graduate Program in Orthodontics. Dr. Jeffrey Karp, Director for the Advanced Training Program in Pediatrics. Dr. Flavia Lachowicz, Director for the Graduate Program in Periodontology. Dr. Cindy Stoll, Director for Masters of Science in Dental Hygiene Program. Ms. Miranda Drake, Interim Director for the Division of Dental Hygiene. Dr. Carl Self, Director for Division of Dental Therapy. Dr. Eric Mills, Clinical Professor at Honorem in the Division of Comprehensive Care. Dr. Rachel Upgard, Assistant Clinical Professor in the Division of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Dr. Upgard was selected by the Doctor of Dental Surgery Class of 2021 to be one of their hooders. Dr. Ernest Martin III, Adjunct Professor in the Department of Restorative Sciences. Dr. Martin was also selected by the Doctor of Dental Surgery Class of 2021 to be a hooder. And joining us virtually are the faculty and the staff of the School of Dentistry, as well as community partners. A big round of applause for all of them. Please be seated. Graduates, this is the day that you have been waiting for. And as I said before, I'm extremely proud of your accomplishments this past year. As PhD candidates, advanced education students, dental hygiene students, dental therapy students, your education was disrupted by a pandemic, and throughout this pandemic year, you have demonstrated resiliency and adaptability by working in an environment that has required social distancing and restricted capacity for routine socializing like eating lunch and gathering lounges. You have navigated something that no other class has ever dealt with, and you have supported one another through it all. Therefore, I start my remarks by asking all of the faculty present and those who are watching remotely to join me in a round of applause for you all. As I reflect on what this day means, it is impossible for me not to mention my own graduation from dental school and the glow that was on my face the entire day, and I do mean the entire day. Over the years, I have seen that same enthusiasm and joy on the faces of many graduates and their families. With that in mind, I implore you to savor this day and all that it represents. As you look around throughout the day, you will see classmates who have endured late-night study sessions, weekends in the lab, dreading that oral anatomy midterm, enduring classic literature seminars, and having theses and dissertations corrected by your advisors for the 20th time. Some of your classmates will become your lifelong friends. As you go throughout life, you will share each other's highs and low points, and you will share memories from Moose Tower and the year that we all survived COVID-19. Over the past year, depending upon your program, your faculties have provided you with knowledge, skills, and attitudes that has led to this moment. This moment that you become dentists, dental hygienists, dental therapists, specialists, and researchers. As oral health professionals, you will be given the opportunity to provide care for patients who will trust your decisions and benefit from your expertise. The knowledge and skills and attitudes that you have gained is only the starting point. In order for you to be the expert that your patients need, you must continue your learning. We have prepared you to be clinicians and researchers, but your patients will be entrusting you with more than their teeth. You will encounter patients at every stage of life. Children who may be concerned about appearance, teenagers headed off to college, adults with young kids, and elderly patients who may have just lost a spouse. Caring for these patients and their families will be a great joy. For some of them, you will be an inspiration, and therefore, you will have a high responsibility for character, leadership, and setting an example. You will be the reason your patients will want to be like you. You must always be aware of the potential influence you may have on others. For example, on a Saturday afternoon, a dentist in Washington, D.C. agreed to see a patient they had never seen before. The teenager was from out of town, but the dentist didn't know that. The patient had a bad toothache, which was really a moderate-sized caries lesion, but the pain was exacerbated by an airplane flight that patient had took early in the morning. Her treatment of him was so impressive that he was inspired to become a dentist. You will have hundreds of opportunities throughout your career to influence young men and women to embrace the oral health professions as their career choice. As a class of 21, today we celebrate your accomplishments and we say goodbye to you as students and welcome you as colleagues. I would be remiss if I did not reflect upon recent events in Minneapolis. You have had a unique experience of living in Minneapolis during the summer of 2020. I believe the call for social justice reform is also a call for oral health professionals to answer this call and to reflectively consider how it impacts our practices and our patients. In a recent ADA news, the American Dental Association president stated that the COVID-19 pandemic has underscored the systemic inequalities in our healthcare system that severely impacts populations along racial and geographic lines. He goes on to say that removing barriers to care is essential and ensuring that every community receives access to the quality and affordable health care they deserve. As you leave the operatories and corridors of Moose Tower, I encourage you to consider how your practice, how your science, how your advocacy will contribute to improving oral health inequalities within the communities that you will call home. In closing, I want to again congratulate you on your graduation today, and we look forward to hearing all about the outstanding accomplishments that you all will achieve in the future. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Ken Powell, Chair of the University of Minnesota Board of Regents, to confer the degrees by video.
Greetings, graduates and families, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, everyone joining us. I am honored to preside at this commencement on behalf of the University of Minnesota Board of Regents. To the graduates, I extend congratulations. Through your talent, hard work, and determination, you have earned this day of recognition. We not only celebrate your academic accomplishments, but also the potential you have to make a positive difference in the next stage of your lives. You'll be contributing to your communities, the state of Minnesota, the nation, and even the world. To all the family and friends joining from near and far, thank you for the countless ways you've supported these students as they earned their academic degrees. In keeping with commencement tradition, will the graduates please rise as they are able? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the regents, I now confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations to every single one of you.
We have now reached the time to formally honor our graduates. The presentation ceremony will begin with our advanced education and graduate program in dentistry. Dr. Sven York-Gore, faculty members from various advanced degree programs, and I will congratulate each student as Dr. Eric Mills announces their names of the candidates. Dignitaries, please take your place on stage.
Candidate for certificate in endodontics and a Master of Science degree in dentistry is Dr. Ashley Emiko Pi'ilani Asano, Hilo, Hawaii. Dr. Ashley Emiko Pi'ilani Asano is in absentia. Candidates for certificates in general practice residency are Dr. Lawrence Lamb, Brooklyn, New York. Dr. Lawrence Lamb is in absentia. Dr. Galina Yakovlev, Lakeville, Minnesota. Dr. Galina Yakovlev is in absentia. Candidates for degrees in oral biology are candidate for Doctor of Philosophy degree, Dr. Nicholas Fisher, Council Bluffs, Iowa. Candidate for Master of Science degree in dentistry, Parandis Kazmi, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Candidate for Doctor of Philosophy degree, Dr. Sarah Shub, Benghazi, Libya. The candidate for certificate in oral and maxillofacial surgery is Dr. Derek Miller, Bismarck, North Dakota. Dr. Derek Miller is in absentia. Candidates for certificates in orofacial pain and a Master of Science degree in dentistry are Dr. Anas Altai, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Dr. Aaron Nicely, Pine City, Minnesota. Candidates for certificates in pediatric dentistry are Dr. Quentin Knutson, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Dr. Iwai Masunaga, Ainahaina, Hawaii. Dr. Mackenzie McBain, New Richland, Minnesota. Dr. Megan Weber, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Dr. Megan Wellborn, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Candidates for certificates in periodontology and a Master of Science degree in dentistry are Dr. Hatem Alassi, Cairo, Egypt. Dr. Barbara Batoris, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Dr. Ioannis Kormas, Athens, Greece. Dr. Alessandro Perricini, Riva del Garda, Italy. Candidates for certificates in prosthodontics and a Master of Science degree in dentistry are Dr. Anne Baudin, Montréal, Québec, Canada. Dr. Jamie Bruno, Auburn, New York. Dr. Kwok Win, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Cindy Stull, Director of the Master of Science degree in Dental Hygiene, to congratulate the candidates for the Master of Science degree in Dental Hygiene. Candidates for a Master of Science degree in Dental Hygiene are Brooke Ackerman, Slayton, Minnesota. Brooke Ackerman is in absentia. Cheryl Clements, Shakopee, Minnesota. Keely Flavin, Dayton, Minnesota. Alyssa Olson, West Fargo, North Dakota. Kelly Meyer Rogers, Lake Elmo, Minnesota. Holly Sanderson, Deerfield, Wisconsin. Heidi Schoonbeck, Greenville, New York. Heidi Schoonbeck is in absentia. Jennifer Serdara, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Jennifer Serdara is in absentia. I would now like to introduce Ms. Miranda Drake, Interim Director of the Division of Dental Hygiene, to congratulate the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Dental Hygiene. Candidates for a Bachelor of Science degree in Dental Hygiene are Amanda Abbott, Chisago City, Minnesota. Caitlin Beck, Dickinson, North Dakota. Olivia Bergman, Johnston, Iowa. Nicole Blatchford, Cloquet, Minnesota. Belen Castro Diaz, Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. Brianna Clark, Golden Valley, Minnesota. Eric Colon, Medalia, Minnesota. Tessa Dobeck, Orono, Minnesota. Melissa Ferguson, Fairmount, Minnesota. Jenna Gardner, Stoughton, Wisconsin. Callie Hansen, Albert Lee, Minnesota. Emma Hubble, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Danny Johnson, Dassel, Minnesota. Linda Lean, Savage, Minnesota. Marianne Mohamoud, Bloomington, Minnesota. Long Win, St. Paul, Minnesota. Min Tam Win, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Brad Olson, Esterville, Iowa. Pardon? Oh. You are, your name? Oh. Min Tam Win, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Brad Olson, Esterville, Iowa. Truk Pham, St. Paul, Minnesota. Truk Pham in absentia. Bridget Rom, Malacca, Minnesota. Sheridan Salisbury, Chatfield, Minnesota. Adesu Shonkuri, Burnsville, Minnesota. Serena Slove, Beloit, Wisconsin. Michaela Sundquist, Minnetonka, Minnesota. Pa Tao, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Lorena Vasquez, Eagan, Minnesota. Nan Vu, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Alexa Weiss, Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Carl Self, Director of the Division of Dental Therapy, to congratulate our candidates and recipients of the Master of Dental Therapy degree. The candidates and recipients of a Master of Dental Therapy degree are Emily Anderson, Fall Creek, Wisconsin. Madeline Brady, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Jackie Calloway Campbell, Newark, Delaware. Fonsuda Chantavisuk, Apple Valley, Minnesota. Annie Davis, Grand Forks, North Dakota. Brooklyn Jonke, Watertown, South Dakota. Rachel Whetstone, Sula, Montana, in absentia. At this time, we welcome our Doctor of Dental Surgery graduates into the profession. The ceremony we're about to conduct usually involves two parts, the act of hooding by the faculty and the awarding of the diploma. Each graduate receives a hood that symbolizes entry into the dental profession. The hood has 4 colors: black, to signify the importance of the occasion, and maroon and gold, the official colors of the University of Minnesota. The hoods and gowns of the DDS graduates are trimmed in lilac velvet, symbolizing the discipline of dentistry. To maintain social distancing, we will not be hooding each graduate today. However, Dr. Rachel Upgard and Dr. Ernest Martin will still acknowledge each graduate crossing the stage. Candidates for the Doctor of Dental Surgery degree are Dr. Armida Afzalimer, Vaughan, Ontario, Canada. In absentia, Dr. Armida Afzalimer is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Ibrahim Al-Hafaji, Baghdad, Iraq. Dr. Sarah Naimi, Baghdad, Iraq. Dr. Sarah Naimi is graduating with distinction. Dr. Israel Emanuel, Lawrenceville, Georgia. Dr. Haley Anderson, St. Paul, Minnesota. Dr. Abigail Askegard, Nisswa, Minnesota. Dr. Abigail Askegard is graduating with distinction. Dr. Peter Clay Bachmeyer, Fargo, North Dakota. Dr. Peter Clay Bachmeyer is graduating with distinction. Dr. Persia Bakhtiari, Cupertino, California. Dr. Persia Bakhtiari is graduating with distinction. Dr. Chase Baumgartner, Ramsey, Minnesota. Dr. Audrey Bechtel, Elk River, Minnesota. Dr. Audrey Bechtel is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Shadi Bishai, Fayoum, Egypt. Dr. Bethany Bolonigan, Clearwater, Minnesota. Dr. Alex Bozen, Marshfield, Wisconsin. Dr. Tim Bouquet, Rochester, Minnesota. Dr. Joanna Borain, Santa Barbara, California. Dr. Cassandra Bullard, Winona, Minnesota. Dr. Cassandra Bullard is graduating with distinction. Dr. Catherine Cahill, Pine City, Minnesota. Dr. Catherine Cahill is graduating with distinction. Dr. Jenna Calverley, Esco, Minnesota. Dr. Jacqueline Ceballos Cordero, Havana, Cuba. Dr. Pavno Chandro, New Delhi, India. Dr. Chu Chu, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Dr. Zane Clark, Tacoma, Washington. Dr. Zachary Cook, Burnsville, Minnesota. Dr. Eva Council, Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Dr. Kiana Cullinan, Clear Lake, Iowa. Dr. Kiana Cullinan is graduating with distinction. Dr. Kishore Damodaran, Matamidi, Minnesota. Dr. Dylan Delaney, St. Ignatius, Montana. Dr. Anna Deerking, Woodbury, Minnesota. Dr. Grant Dye, Anchorage, Alaska. Dr. Carol Ellens, Parker, Arizona. Dr. Casey Flowers, Elyria, Ohio. Dr. Hannah Nicole Forlitty, Shoreview, Minnesota. Dr. Hannah Nicole Forlitty is graduating with distinction. Dr. Becca Friends, Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Dr. Caitlin Farrat, South Bend, Indiana. Dr. Andrew Glover, Invergrove Heights, Minnesota. Dr. Andrew Glover is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Trevor Grandjeanette, Alexandria, Minnesota. Dr. Trevor Grandjeanette is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Jesse Grants, South Bend, Indiana. Dr. Brooke Green, Lake Forest, Illinois. Dr. Thomas Edward Graydonis, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Dr. Tanner Gustafson, Alexandria, Minnesota. Dr. Connor Hansen, Elm Grove, Wisconsin. Dr. Nathan Hansen, Stillwater, Minnesota. Dr. Nathan Hansen is graduating with distinction. Dr. Riley Hansen, Nevis, Minnesota. Dr. Masara Hassan, Baghdad, Iraq. Dr. John Hosman, Evansville, Minnesota. Dr. John Hosman is graduating with distinction. Dr. Teresa Heck, Bird Island, Minnesota. Dr. Namdaletta Hegde, Mangalore, India. Dr. Thomas Hodge, Duluth, Minnesota. Dr. Jordan Holmgren, Wilmer, Minnesota. Dr. Jordan Holmgren is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Wayland Hunter, Mankato, Minnesota. Dr. Sanaz Japari, Tehran, Iran. Dr. Tanner Jackson, Cannon Falls, Minnesota. Dr. Shruti Jagannathan, Maple Grove, Minnesota. Dr. Han-Bit Chung, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Dr. Brandon Carls, Perm, Minnesota. Dr. Brandon Carls is graduating with distinction. Dr. Mariam Karar, Chandrapur, India. Dr. Manleen Kaur, Amritsar, India. Dr. Manleen Kaur is graduating with distinction. Dr. Alka Kaushik, Yamnanagar, India. Dr. Andrew Kawasaki, Valley City, North Dakota. Dr. Husna Khan, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Dr. Benjamin Kaur, Lakeville, Minnesota. Dr. Brian Labatt, Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Dr. Brian Labatt is graduating with distinction. Dr. Daniel Lang, Rapid City, South Dakota. Dr. Michael Lee, Folsom, California. Dr. Roy Lee, Northbrook, Illinois. Dr. Hunju Lim, St. Cloud, Minnesota. Dr. Tai-Ying Lo Va, Oconto, Wisconsin. Dr. Caitlin Lunacek, Rogers, Minnesota. Dr. Navneet Kaur Mali, San Francisco, California. Dr. Navneet Kaur Mali is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Chris Moles, Prior Lake, Minnesota. Dr. Chris Moles is graduating with distinction. Dr. Mustafa Mansouri, Roseville, Minnesota. Dr. Mustafa Mansouri is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Ryan McCullum, Bagley, Minnesota. Dr. Austin McCullough, Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Dr. Brahim Masai, Tebessa, Algeria. Dr. Megan Mester, Blaine, Minnesota. Dr. Megan Mester is graduating with distinction. Dr. Rachel Meyer, Eagan, Minnesota. Dr. Shay Miskowski, Sauk Center, Minnesota. Dr. Shay Miskowski is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Taylor Michelson, Mantorville, Minnesota. Dr. Dominic Milano, Bridgman, Michigan. Dr. Hannah Roxanne Morgan, Soldotna, Alaska. Dr. Sarah Monroe, Rolla, North Dakota. Dr. Sarah Monroe is graduating with distinction. Dr. Louis Musser, Stillwater, Minnesota. Dr. Amal Nassar, Sana'a, Yemen. Dr. Jeffrey Ng, Houston, Texas. Dr. Daniel Nicholson, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Dr. Jordan Pellegrim, Eagan, Minnesota. Dr. Jordan Pellegrim is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Scott Daniel Perkins, Edina, Minnesota. Dr. Scott Daniel Perkins is graduating with distinction. Dr. Heidi Petzel, Lee Sewer, Minnesota. Dr. Cole Rehovsky, Park River, North Dakota. Dr. Cole Rehovsky is graduating with distinction. Dr. Anna Reister, Rochester, Minnesota. Dr. Sean Rillahan, Helena, Montana. Dr. Richard Reuter, Olathe, Kansas. Dr. Luke Saylor, Perham, Minnesota. Dr. Trace Sanderson, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Dr. Allison Sauer, Minnetonka, Minnesota. Dr. Anton Sauer, Brainerd, Minnesota. Dr. Jack Sauer, Brainerd, Minnesota. Dr. Trey Savage, Rapid City, South Dakota. Dr. Michael Shockey, Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Dr. Hallie Shalai, Mounds View, Minnesota. Dr. Hallie Shalai is graduating with distinction. Dr. Jake Schroeder, Ramsey, Minnesota. Dr. Jake Schroeder is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Alexandra Shutter Wild, St. Paul, Minnesota. Dr. Alexandra Shutter Wild is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Ryan Seehafer, Long Lake, Minnesota, in absentia. Dr. Nicholas Sorensen, Chanhassen, Minnesota. Dr. Nicholas Sorensen is graduating with distinction. Dr. Jens Stempel, Excelsior, Minnesota. Dr. Panaporn Stevenson, Chontaburi, Thailand. Dr. Panaporn Stevenson is graduating with distinction. Dr. Nicholas Conrad Stokefizz, Minnetonka, Minnesota. Dr. Ryan Todorovich, Lakeville, Minnesota. Dr. Ryan Todorovich is graduating with distinction. Dr. Rebecca Tollefson, Apple Valley, Minnesota. Dr. V. Trung, Saigon, Vietnam. Dr. James Veng, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Dr. James Veng is graduating with high distinction. Dr. David Vaughn, Invergrove Heights, Minnesota. Dr. David Vaughn is graduating with distinction. Dr. Mackenzie Verbout, Bemidji, Minnesota. Dr. Jordan Vinger, Lewistown, Montana. Dr. Jordan Vinger is graduating with distinction. Dr. Hannah Weber, Golden Valley, Minnesota. Dr. Charles Wenner, Richmond, Minnesota. Dr. Emily Wick, Lakeville, Minnesota. Dr. Emily Wick is graduating with distinction. Dr. Nathan Wong, Medina, Minnesota. Dr. Jonathan Yomtubian, Beverly Hills, California. Dr. Ahmed Yusuf, Apple Valley, Minnesota. Dr. Ahmed Yusuf is graduating with high distinction. Dr. Lauren Zeidema, Sterling, Illinois. Dr. Lauren Zeidema is graduating with distinction.
Again, congratulations to all of our graduates. At this time, we would invite our new graduates to recite the oath for their profession. The oaths can be found on page 11 of your program. To begin, I will invite Ms. Miranda Drake, Interim Director of Division of Dental Hygiene, to lead the oath of the American Dental Hygiene Association.
At this time, I would like to invite our bachelor's and master's degree of dental hygiene graduates, faculty, and anyone watching at home who is a dental hygienist to recite the oath of the American Dental Hygienist Association along with me. Will all of our dental hygienists please stand? In my practice as a dental hygienist, I affirm my personal and professional commitment to improve the oral health of the public, to advance the art and the science of dental hygiene, and to promote high standards of quality care. I pledge continually to improve my professional knowledge and skills, to render a full measure of service to each patient entrusted into my care, and to uphold the highest standards of professional competence and personal conduct in the interest of the dental hygiene profession and the public it serves. Thank you. I would now like to invite Dr. Carl Self, Director for the Division of Dental Therapy, to lead the Minnesota Oath for Dental Therapists.
At this time, I would like to invite our Masters of Dental Therapy graduates, faculty, and anyone watching at home who is a dental therapist to recite the Minnesota Oath for Dental Therapists along with me. Will all of our dental therapists please stand? In all I hold sacred, I publicly take this pledge to guide my practice in the profession for which I was educated. Without discrimination, I will honor my patients' dignity, autonomy, and confidences, and will at all times provide respectful and informed counsel and care. I will recognize my strengths and limitations and will seek to help and counsel of my colleagues in the practice of dentistry when it is in the best interest of my patients. I commit to being a lifelong scholar, continuously improving and refining the skills I have acquired. I further commit myself to leadership in my community, to advancing access to dental care, and to serving all members of society while advancing the practice of dental therapy. The high regard of my profession is born of society's trust in its healthcare practitioners. I will strive to merit that trust. May all my actions reflect positively on myself, the University of Minnesota School of Dentistry, my community, and my chosen profession. Thank you. Dr. Mays will now return to the podium to lead the oath for new dentists.
At this time, I would like to invite our DDS graduates, faculty, and everyone in attendance with a Doctor of Dental Surgery degree to stand with us and recite the oath of new dentists along with me. All faculty, graduates, and guests at home with a DDS degree should stand and recite the oath with you. In the tradition of Hippocrates and the men and women through the ages who have dedicated their lives to the arts and science of medicine and dentistry, I make the following pledge. The respect and dignity of patients and the confidential nature of our relationship are foremost in my service to them. I acknowledge my limitations and need for continued education. I will seek the knowledge and inspiration of my colleagues, friends, and patients. My work shall be dedicated to improving the quality of life for those who seek my assistance. I will honor the wishes and needs of the patient and will always communicate treatment plans in the best interest of the patient. I will do no harm. I will strive always to improve the practice of dentistry, to provide a level of care that is ethical, moral, and just. I expect the same standards from my colleagues and will not tolerate their indifference, greed, or unethical behavior. My profession is an honored one. I will not violate the trust society has placed in me by allowing race, religion, sexual orientation, gender, or social standing to affect my judgment or ability to take care of patients. I will be humble. I will consider my tools of my practice to be knowledge, skill, compassion, and patience. I will share these tools freely with my colleagues and patients alike. I shall do my utmost to provide the vulnerable members of society the care and attention they need to assure their health, dignity, and protection. I see all human life as sacred. In the presence of my teachers, my family, and my friends, I make these promises solely and freely. With this oath, I willingly assume the rewards and responsibilities of a dentist. You may be seated. Woo, that was a big ride, right? As we close the 2021 School of Dentistry Commencement Ceremony, I would like to thank you all for joining us in celebration, both in person and virtually, and for making this day so memorable. Graduates, please remain seated until your row is excused.